Welcome back to Everyday Mathematics, and today we're going to be going over questions 11 through 15 from the Chapter MATHCOUNTS Competition on this part of the sprint round. So let's just get right into it. If you have any better solutions, like always, just let me know in the comments below. But these are getting harder and harder, so let's just get into that. Number 11. What is the smallest even integer greater than 10,000? That contains 3 distinct odd digits. Okay. First thing I see is here, the 1. You're probably going to want it to start with a 1 because that would be the smallest. So, but 1 is already an odd digit. So technically we're kind of looking for, we need to add 2 digits. And something else so let's just put, we think it's going to be 1, 2, so and then 3. Because you want to try the smallest, like the scenario that's possible. If that doesn't work, we can always keep getting higher. You don't want to start high, and you're doing like, you start with the lowest. So we're already put 1 here. That's already 1 here. And it's the smallest even integer, even. So that means it has to end with something that is divisible by 2. So what's the least number divisible by, least digit divisible by 2? That is 0. And then we got all the criteria. We just have to look at this two more odd digits. So distinct, so they can't be 1. So then the next smallest would be 3 and 5. And then those would probably be the ones we want to put inside. But so we have 3 and 5 in like these 3 spots. Then we want to make it so then probably don't want to fill this spot. So we're just going to put 0 there, least digit. Then 3 and 5, 3. You want to have the smaller one first. 3, 5. You just kind of have to use logic and, yeah. Kind of going quickly through these problems, but if you want any help, just ask in the comments below. So that's my answer, 10,350. Right? And we are correct. Next problem. Sean had $72 in his bank account before he spent 1/4 of it on a birthday present for his mom. He then deposited $43.33 into his bank account. How much money does Sean have in his bank account now? Okay. Sorry. So, spent 1/4 of it. So, if he spent 1/4 of it, he still has 3/4 of it. So, then that would be 1/4 of 72 is 18. And then 18 times 3 is 54. Now, we did this part. Next was to deposit $54.33. That means he added $54.33. So you have to add to the $54.33, getting a total of $108.33. That's just the problem. You want to make sure you read everything, and then I'll see if that's correct. Yep, it's correct. Next problem. Fewest number of consecutive primes starting with 2 that, when summed, produce a number divisible by 7. I don't see any trick necessarily to this, since it's 7, divisible by 7. Sorry, don't add to 7 because that would be impossible. I think we just keep going, and I don't know. If you have a better solution, there might be a trick to this, but I actually don't think so. Let's just keep going. So 2, you get 2. You add plus 3, which is next prime. 5. The next prime is plus 5. 10. Plus 7. 17. And plus 7. Plus 11. And I see this, and 28 is 4 times 7, so we can have here. So then saying 28 or 11 won't be correct because you have to go back to the problem. It was the fewest number of consecutive primes. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So our answer should be 5. Cool. Next problem. What's the degree measure of angle A in the figure shown here? Alright, so we have a triangle, 49 degrees and 33 degrees. Alright. Let's just, there are multiple ways you can do this. First way is to find this angle here. So what's 49 plus 33? That's 50 plus 33 minus 1, so 83 minus 1 is 82. Correct? Yeah. 82. So then 180, because that's angles in a triangle add up to 180, minus 82 equals 98. So we can say that angle A is equal, let's just say this is B. Angle B is 98 degrees. So then A, since this is a straight line, lines have 180. So then it's just 180 minus 98, which you would get. That's minus 100 plus 2, so 80 plus 2, which is 82. So A is 82 degrees. But you can be, you're seeing here that here, these two add up to 82. But why would A be 82? Well, good question. See, the straight lines add up to 180, and the angles in a triangle add up to 180. And if you want to find that, we want to find, so, it's like these have to equal this, because A plus, we'll just call this C and D. This is something good to know. Sorry, I don't want that. I want a text box. So we have A, C plus D plus B equals 180 because of a triangle. And then A plus B equals 180 because of a straight line. Then you can take B from both sides. C plus D equals 180. A plus A sorry, no, you can't take B from both sides. You can just make them both equal to C plus D equals 180 minus B. Then C A equals 180 minus B. And then you can do that to have A equals C plus D. So that's something you really want to know, like A equals C plus D. If you're doing triangles like this, it's very useful. Saves you some time. You just have to calculate that. So let's check our answer 82 correct, and we're correct. Moving on to the last problem. What is the value of the quantity 1.6 plus 5 squared minus 1.6 squared minus 5 squared? Okay, so I mean, you could probably find the squares, but we want to find the most effective way possible. So, 1.6 plus 5 squared. You know what? Let's just use a text box. So we have 1.6 plus 5 squared. So that is 1.6 squared plus 2 times 1.6 times 5, because you want to do your FOIL, plus 5 squared. So now substituting that into here, into our original equation, you have 1.6 squared plus 2, 1.6, 16 times 5, it's 80, so that's 8, plus 5 squared, minus 2.1 squared, minus 5 squared. So as you can see, we have a positive and, not 2.6. 1.6. And we can see that, so positive and negative 1.6 squared. So we don't even have to calculate that, which is great. And we have positive 5 squared and negative 5 squared. So all we have left is 2 times 8, which is 16. So let's check the answer. We're correct. So usually with these problem math counts, you don't want to be spending time finding 1.6 squared, what you could easily do, because because 1.116 squared is 256, so 2.56, but there's always these cooler ways. That's kind of what math counts does. I want to find the cooler way to just figure out the problem. So that's it for today. See you tomorrow.